Tonight's IEHL broadcast is brought to you by 𝗕𝘁 FPV drone video, 𝗨𝑚𝑒𝑑𝑔E's skate sharpening, Hockey Central Shop in Krefeld, Germany, Transport Regent, Canada's finest moving company for over 20 years, and 𝗨𝗏𝗃 photography store in Tel Aviv.
Today's referees, 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍𝗄𝗏 the scorekeepers and stats.
Good evening and welcome back inside One Ice Arena outside of Netanya, where 𝗬𝗃 Netanya takes on defending champion Tel Aviv. It's the game of a team that's desperately trying to defend its championship against the final undefeated team in the IEHL. Tel Aviv still looking for their first win of the season. On the other side, 𝗬𝗃 Netanya 5-0. Apologize for some technical difficulties early on, but about to get things going between Netanya and Tel Aviv. In goal tonight for 𝗬𝗃 Netanya, number 50, Ido Steinberg, making his second start of the season. Daniel Eliasayev started in the win against Toulon on, I believe it was Monday night. Ido Steinberg, the 18-year-old Israeli, played D3 hockey in Sweden this season. Member of 𝗵𝗲𝗵𝗆 last season. On the other side, we were scared he wasn't going to play tonight. There was an emergency backup on Monday, but it's Daniel Greiner back in net for 𝗬𝗃 Tel Aviv. Two good goalies on both sides, Richie.
Yeah, just like last game, it will be a good battle between Greiner and Steinberg. They're both young Israeli goalies looking to make a name for themselves and rise up the ranks and maybe one day be the starter for the Israeli national team. This is where it all starts, especially with the talent on the ice with tonight. Let's see if they can come up with some big saves and take over the game for their teams.
For those of you just tuning in, my name is Ben Baruch alongside my broadcast partner, Richie Hayward, and we are just about ready to get things started here from One Ice Arena. 𝗬𝗃 Netanya, 𝗬𝗃 Tel Aviv set to go. Ethan Bloom controls along his side of the ice, and there's Ethan Werrick. Oh, he tried to turn around David Levin, but he's wiped out. Second try is successful, and now Ethan Werrick looking to start a breakout, having a bit of trouble, as there is Mike Levin back on the 𝗬𝗃 Netanya roster. Yes, that is Mike Levin. It was a different player wearing his jerseys the last few games, but Mike Levin back with his brother David, and the Levin brothers looking to pick up right where they left off on opening week. This time, though, they're up 5. They have a 5-0 record, excuse me.
Yeah, they're probably the best 1-2 duo in the entire league. Obviously, being brothers, they already have the familiarity, and just being with where they've played hockey so far and the resume they have, they're the most dangerous duo in the league so far. I wouldn't go so far to call them McDavid and 𝗏𝗏, but they are on that. They're getting there.
David Levin played in the OHL with Sudbury, and his brother Mike following in his footsteps, drafted by the London Knights, also of the OHL, as there's a shot on Steinberg, and he makes his first save of the night. And it's a good one from Ethan Bloom. Here's Mike Ginello. We saw him do double duty, player and ref last night. On the ice there to take that face off, and there's 𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀 shooting one off a leg, and it comes all the way around. Brought ahead by Liederman. Liederman to the zone. He shoots one off of Max Buzz and up and out of play.
Well, Netanya comes out with their normal lineup, but tonight I believe this is the first time we've seen a full strength to Tel Aviv squad. First couple games, 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 wasn't here. He had other obligations. And then Mikey Ginello got kicked out of the first game and had to sit and didn't play for about 6 days until his second game. So now I think everyone on Tel Aviv has gotten in a rhythm. They're now a little more familiar with playing each other. And now as they wait for their first win of the season, tonight might be the night for it.
There you see Max Buzz playing that puck. We mentioned in their loss on Monday that they only had 3 defensemen. I believe it was 𝗀𝗏 who was thrown out of the game on a game misconduct. Max Buzz, the 39-year-old from Magnitogorsk in Russia, he's also listed as a defenseman. So while Tel Aviv only had 3 defensemen on Monday night, many more tonight for them in this game against the top-seeded HC Netanya. Comes out in front. Kislev backs to the point. 𝗏𝗏 is shot through traffic, and a good save by by Steinberg. Buzz will send that one back in. That's in Orger standing back for it. That's Bosrender. Looks like we have, I believe, an icing call.
Yep, going down all the way, Tel Aviv end.
Saw it on the replay. Puck was just behind the red line. Tel Aviv player needs to take one extra step to get it over. That'll bring the faceoff all the way back to the right of Daniel Greiner. Hasn't played since he gave up 9 goals on opening night. Actually, I take that back. He did play in Tel Aviv's game on Sunday. It's been one of the longer weeks in the IEHL. Game days on Sunday, Monday, tonight, and also on Friday. This one's thrown off the pad of Greiner and behind the net. 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗃 will recollect for HC Netanya. Hand off to Bosrender. Then Mike Levin. Ahead for David. David Levin sends one out in front, looking for Ilya Spector. It was punched away. And now a 2-on-1. Here's Bloom. 𝗃𝗃𝗃 a 2-on-0. 𝗃𝗃𝗃 shoots, and a save by Steinberg. Terrific save from Ido Steinberg. And now it's David Levin with Spector, and a good play to break it up. Levin gets it back, sends it over to Spector, and it was chipped behind the net. 𝗃𝗃 having trouble getting it out of his own end, goes between his legs. The drop pass for Hill. That gives Tel Aviv some time and space to get out. Cohen will chip that one in. The defenseman playing a little bit of offense, going in on the forecheck. Bloom on his backhand, sends one out in front for Cohen. Couldn't control it. 𝗀𝗏 creeping in from the point. He shoots one, saved by Steinberg. Rebound in the crease, pushed wide. Aronovich looks for a lead pass, intercepted by Ginello. And now Max Buzz. Pressure from Siegelov. Aronovich also coming in. Shot from Aronovich is gloved and held by Daniel Greiner.
Well, we already see so far the impact 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 has on the game. Like I said, he missed the first couple games because of previous obligations, but he's been the X factor so far when he's shown up for Tel Aviv. Controlling play, dictating tempo. They're the one that Tel Aviv looks to get the puck to, and he doesn't disappoint.
Both teams showing some signs of life on offense as Ido Steinberg to our right has to repair a pad. The backup Daniel 𝗬𝗪𝗧 not dressed tonight. Steinberg looks to be okay. He'll head back into his crease, and we'll have this face-off on the other side of the ice to the left of Daniel Kreiner. Riegler wins the face-off back. A good turn by Siegelov to create time and space. He centers one out in front for Riegler. Couldn't get a shot away. Kreimerman the follow-up, couldn't get that one on goal. Federer looking to clear one out. It's kept in the zone by 𝗃𝗄𝗄. Down low, it's Max Buzz. Kept in the zone by Kreimerman. He shoots one looking for a deflection from Aronovich. Good play by Federer to lean into him and force him off the puck. Now Federer moves well through center, gets one hard off the boards, and in behind Steinberg. 𝗃𝗄𝗄 on his backhand, sends one ahead to Riegler. Has Milner breaking, but a good play by Janello to hold the line. Janello, good strength. Milner trying to force it off Federer's stick. The Tel Aviv defenseman also strong on that puck. Got it in deep and forced a recoil from 𝗬𝗀 Netanya. Abend ahead for Milner. He deflected that puck in behind the red line. Still no icing. Reeve around to his defense partner 𝗧𝗏. Didn't see him in the last game. He sends a pass ahead to 𝗬𝗏. Trying to go ahead with it. It was turned the other way by Vorobjov, and then Litterman will throw this one all the way around. Milner will catch up to it on the other side. Trying to beat 𝗧𝗏, but a good poke by 𝗧𝗏, and then onto the stick of 𝗬𝗏. Now ahead for Kapolkin. The drop feed. Back to Kapolkin. Kapolkin trying to center one out in front. Now behind the net, it comes out in front. No one there to collect it in the slot. And a pass by Litterman. Evades everybody and will go all the way down for an icing. We've played just over 5 minutes in this first period.
Tel Aviv has come with the pressure early. It's been back and forth so far, but the problem with Netanya is if you let them settle in, start passing, let them dictate tempo, that's when they start running up the score. Tel Aviv keeping the high pressure up, maintaining puck possession, making sure they get their own chances as well.
Good pace by both teams early in this first period. A shot off the faceoff goes wide. Vorobjov trying to spring Milner. Reeve has trouble collecting that pass, but Hill, his defense partner, gets back to provide support. Tel Aviv looking for a way out. It's 𝗬𝗏 trying to turn away from Spector, but a good play by Litterman to force the turnover. Comes back onto the stick. Ariel Kapolkin for Tel Aviv, and then Maximilian Reeve. Sean Hill the turnover. David Levin. Levin has his brother Mike with him. Mike back in front to Ilya Spector. Back to Mike Levin, and he scores! A beautiful passing play right in front of Daniel Kreiner. 𝗬𝗀 Netanya breaks the ice. It's 1-0.
Well, that top line for Netanya has been lights out all season. It starts with the turnover at the blue line, 3-on-2, and once they start passing like that, it's hard to keep up with them. Mike Levin's not going to miss from there. 1-0 Netanya.
That's an extremely difficult save for Daniel Kreiner to make. Can't blame him on that one. One touch passes into the zone, tough to track by goaltenders and defensemen alike. And it's Mike Levin back on the ice for 𝗬𝗀 Netanya, cashing in first for his team. Looks like we're having it. Someone's going to the penalty box. Ilya Spector. Not sure what the infraction was. Richie, I don't know if you saw anything either.
The referee didn't make a sign to the scorekeeper. Spector might have said something the ref didn't like, but regardless, looks like Tel Aviv's going to start with its first power play of the game.
So emotions already running high, I guess, here in this first period with 𝗬𝗀 Netanya up. We saw a lot of fights in the last game. Richie, you were a part of that one. 𝗬𝗀 Netanya without Itai Veit. He got into a scrap with your teammate Sawyer Stinchfield. Veit suspended 1 game. He's missing this one.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought game. All 45 minutes, it was good hockey, and obviously rough. It gets rough every now and then, but again, it's hockey. Sometimes games like that happen. We move on. We'll play them next time.
HC Tel Aviv going to work on the power play now. It's 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 in from the point, working on David Levin. Back to the point now for Janello. 𝗃𝗀𝗃, far point. Sends one all the way over, looking for 𝗧𝗲. He couldn't control it. Back to 𝗃. Spins away from 𝗂𝗂𝗃, gets it over to Janello. Janello throws one in front, and the tip wouldn't go on goal. Back to the point for 𝗃. 𝗃 trying to dangle down Levin at the line. He turns it over. A lead pass for Aviv Milner. In on goal. He scores! A short-handed goal for Aviv Milner. And just like that, it's 2-0 Netanya.
Well, Tel Aviv had good pressure, and they were controlled the puck and had things set up. 𝗃 just got a little too confident in the blue line. Good play by the Netanya player to break it up. And when Milner goes on a breakaway like that, nobody's catching him. 2-0 Netanya.
An unfortunate bounce for HC Tel Aviv on the power play that still has 1:03 remaining. Defending champs find themselves down 2-0.
Number 16, David Levin. Number 3, 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃. Goal by number 10.
Almost another turnover. It's pushed away by 𝗃𝗀𝗃. And he finds Ungerman. Streaking to the outside. Goes behind the net as 𝗃𝗀𝗃 out in front. Pass in front for Ungerman, and he's shoved into the goal as 𝗧𝗏berg makes the save. So we'll get this one sorted out as well. 38 seconds remaining on the power play. It's a good pass that finds 𝗃𝗀𝗃 right in front of 𝗧𝗏berg. 𝗧𝗏berg hugging the post, able to make a strong save.
Well, with Tel Aviv, even though 𝗃 had that mistake, they still have plenty of key players and difference makers out on this power play unit.
Levin almost another steal. It comes down low instead for 𝗃 for Tel Aviv. 𝗃 turning away from Levin, gets it back to the point. Reeb juggles that pass, gets it over to 𝗃𝗃. 𝗃𝗃 looking for a lane to shoot. Lit back, trying to block it. Instead, he gets it over to 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃. Turns away from Levin. Inside out goes 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, trying to center out in front. Intended for 𝗃𝗃, but 𝗂𝗂𝗃, a good play to break it up. As 𝗃𝗃𝗃 steps back out onto the ice, and we go back to 5-a-side. Sol 𝗃𝗃. The drop feed for Janello. He shoots one through a maze of players, and 𝗧𝗏berg found it and put it in the corner. Here's Janello again. Shoots one off the stick of Mike Levin. Comes back to the point now for Reeb. Trying to go all the way over for Janello. Cross ice feed to 𝗃𝗃. Evaded his stick. 𝗃𝗃 drifts to the point and finds Maximilian Reeb. Down low for Janello. Janello looking to go across again for 𝗃𝗃. 𝗃𝗃 only able to handle it on his backhand, and then he lost it on his check by 𝗃𝗃. Tel Aviv able to keep possession. Extended tilt time here for HC Tel Aviv. 𝗃𝗃 throws one to the goal. It's blocker down by 𝗧𝗏berg. And now Mike Levin springs spektor. Then to David Levin, but the pass was ahead of him. He'll catch up to this puck behind the net. David Levin out in front for spektor. The pass hit the back of the net and comes onto the stick of Mike Janello, moving well through center for Tel Aviv. Mike Janello on his backhand finds a streaking player to the goal. Couldn't deflect it on. Janello's drag feed was taken away, and now it's Lederman back for Netanya. The drop for spektor. Over to Lederman. Back to Levin, excuse me. That was Mike. The pass was intercepted. Tel Aviv regrouping in the neutral zone. It's 𝗃𝗀𝗃. He throws that one in, and Kreimerman will go in after it for HC Netanya. Backhand, hit 𝗃𝗀𝗃. He kicks it around. 𝗃𝗀𝗃 still on the puck. It's pulled out of the scrum, and now Artur Lederman moves ahead for Netanya with Milner. Milner goes between his legs. Milner behind the net. Looking for teammates. It comes back to Bussrender. He drags and shoots one off the side of the net. Max Buzz recaptures the puck for Tel Aviv, and he'll send one to center ice. Tel Aviv looking to make a change. Aviv Milner back into the zone for Netanya. He goes behind the net, tries the Michigan, couldn't get the puck to land on his stick. Bostrender bobbled it at the point, and here comes 𝗬𝗏. 𝗬𝗏 will catch up to this one in the corner. Cuts away from Bostrender, trying to go across for 𝗃𝗃, but it was deflected away. And now Milner, one more time into the offensive zone. Inside out on 𝗃𝗃. Couldn't get the puck to come with, and he threw one on goal. It's in the paraphernalia of Kreiner. It finally comes out and back onto the stick of 𝗬𝗏. 𝗃𝗃 couldn't reach that pass, so it's 𝗪𝗏𝗺 for Netanya. Really recoiling. Chopped out in front, 𝗬𝗏. Couldn't get a backhander on the goal. And now a 3-on-2 the other way. Here's Abend. Left side, 𝗪𝗏𝗺. Good play by 𝗧𝗏 getting back to break that one up. 𝗪𝗏𝗺 and Rigler there for Netanya, but in comes 𝗬𝗏 to regain possession. Around it comes for 𝗬𝗏 again, but he turned it over. 𝗪𝗏𝗺 centering feed in front for 𝗂𝗂𝗍𝗍, and he chopped it wide. Abend on his backhand trying to get it around Janello, but the puck too slow to reach the back of the net. 𝗪𝗏𝗺, though, able to catch up to this one on the near wall. Steal by 𝗬𝗏, but it's kept in the zone by 𝗪𝗏𝗺. Extended zone time now for Netanya. 𝗪𝗏𝗺 a shot towards the goal, looking for the tip from 𝗂𝗂𝗍. He couldn't get it. Back to the point now. Bobbled by Augustin, and he'll send one back to 𝗪, his defense partner. Here's Janello for HC Tel Aviv off the turnover. Has Bloom parked in front. Keeps it himself though. Janello all the way back to the point and now into the neutral zone with Spector and Mike Levin giving chase. Stolen away by Ilya Spector. He gives back to Kreimerman. Ilya Spector launches a pass ahead for Mike Levin. Mike Levin will get this one behind the net. Gets it out to the point for Kreimerman. Kreimerman walks in, shoots one, and he rang the post.
Kreiner didn't see that one. Maximilian Rai froze in front of the net, didn't see it, thank God it hits the post.
Netanya looking to regain control on their own end. It's David Levin chipping it around the forechecking Tel Aviv player. And then it's chopped up and out of the zone. Max Buzz to Solfeder, getting one around Mike Levin. And then onto the stick of Ariel 𝗃𝗃. As Feder's planted in the boards. 𝗃𝗃 still with the puck, and a good blocker save by Steinberg. Ilya Spector puts in his man into the boards, and Feder gets back into the play and lays a hit on. Now a pass in front for 𝗬𝗏, blocked away by Abend. 𝗪 now stapled to the wall. He's still able to come away with that puck, but now a turnover. 𝗃𝗃 has a man out in front. Instead he went behind the net, intended for 𝗬𝗏. 𝗪 able to stay right with him step for step. 𝗪 steals the puck, moves it ahead for Abend. Abeno, excuse me. Feder the other way. Dips the shoulder, goes behind the goal. Long time without a whistle. Orion Cohen couldn't hold the point. He's checked to the ice by Rigler. And now 𝗬𝗏 will regroup for Tel Aviv in his own end. Orion Cohen trying to feed a pass across to Kisluk. Didn't see the defenseman coming back. Orion Cohen still with the puck. Backhand feed in front, taken away as 𝗂𝗂𝗍 puts Orion Cohen into the boards. 𝗪𝗏𝗺 will meet this puck in the near corner as we approach 1 minute left in the first period. A fast one at that. Rigler in front to 𝗪𝗏𝗺 on his backhand, throws one off the mask of Kreiner. All the way around, it comes to 𝗪𝗏𝗺. 𝗪𝗏𝗺, good play to get away from Buzz. 𝗪𝗏𝗺 still with the puck. Back to the point for 𝗂𝗂𝗍. 𝗂𝗂𝗍 sends it all the way over. Shot is blocked off the stick of Kreimerman. Tel Aviv still surviving. Milner tried to play that one through his skates. It went through them and all the way down the ice. No icing, we play on. A long period without a whistle. 𝗀𝗏 recollects for Tel Aviv. He finds Bloom. And then over to Janello. 18 seconds left in the period. Janello sends it in front for Bloom, but the pass ahead of him. Hill sends one down low as we approach 10 seconds to play in the first. Feed out in front for Janelle, in front for Bloom, and a great save by Steinberg! What a way to end the first period. Ido Steinberg kicking out the left pad and holding a 2-0 Netanya lead. We'll head to the short break. Netanya up 2 goals against the defending champion HC Tel Aviv. We'll be right back. Welcome back to One Ice Arena with HC Netanya leading HC Tel Aviv. Richie, that was a terrific first period from both sides. Your thoughts on what we saw?
By my count, that last half of the period, it went 4 or 5 minutes without a whistle. Just back and forth hockey. That's good hockey being played.
Last night, it was a much chippier game for HC Netanya, and tonight, they've got all the guns out, putting on a great show for us here this evening. Glad you could join us here on the Israel National Hockey Society YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for great Israel hockey content as Ungerman shoots one that's stopped by Steinberg. Also, liking and subscribing helps promote this great game and this great league. Steinberg having some more issues with his pads. We saw that in the first period. Now he grabs his blocker. Looks like it was an issue with the right pad. One of the Velcro is coming off, but he looks good to go. And 𝗏𝗏 will step into the faceoff against Aviv Milner. Comes around for Solfetter. Backhand feed down low for 𝗏𝗏. Now lead pass for Mike Levin, finds him. Couldn't get behind the defense, but he still brings it in to his brother David. David still with the puck as he sends it back towards the point. Kreimerman around the wall. Spector will chase after this one. But it's picked off by Reeb. That lets 𝗏𝗏 start the rush. Ungerman with Bloom. Ungerman a shot and a save by Steinberg. He steers it to the corner. 𝗏𝗏 spinning away from David Levin. Down low for Ungerman. A feed out in front for Bloom was blocked away by Marr. It sits on the back of the net, and we'll get a whistle.
Well, as we see so far, Tel Aviv doesn't look out of place playing against Netanya, and frankly, no team has. The thing with Netanya is that they make you pay for your mistakes more than any other team in the league. Hockey is won by the team that makes the least amount of mistakes in a game, and mistakes are unavoidable. Sometimes a pass goes errant, it's a funny bounce, someone toe picks, loses an edge. The difference between Netanya and other teams is that they know how to finish on those opportunities that the other team gives them.
Here comes Milner into the zone. He cuts in the middle. He shoots one over the blocker of Daniel Kreiner. There's that offensive ability you were speaking about, but Milner, that time, not able to finish. Kapulkin on his backhand finds Janello cutting towards the middle, but a good play by the defenseman 𝗏𝗏 to break it up. Here is 𝗏𝗏 chipping one ahead for Litterman, but Litterman didn't see it coming. Tel Aviv now will regroup. It's Max Buzz to Kapulkin. He chips one over his own head. It's Netanya now able to regroup. Janello reaching for that puck. It comes onto the stick of Abeno. Then Milner. 𝗏𝗠r cuts to the middle again, and he shot one just wide of the post. 𝗧𝗲 now for Tel Aviv. Up the left side onto the stick of Janello. Onside over the line. Janello down low looking for a tip, couldn't get it. The follow-up chance by 𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 not on goal. Excuse me, that's Janello. Janello out in front. He shoots one and a save by 𝗧𝗏berg.
𝗧𝗏berg is another, like I said, is one of the new Israeli goalies that's up and coming. He's still only 18 years old, thank you. So he's still developing very much as a goalie, but so far he's proven that he's up for the task against some of these professional players.
Made a couple of good saves, including a great one late in the end of the first period to hold on to a 2-0 lead. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 able to clear the zone for 𝗵𝗃 Netanya onto the stick of 𝗏𝗏. He'll dump that one back in. 𝗏𝗏 back on it for Netanya. Aronovich bumps 𝗏𝗏 off the puck. Sent back in for 𝗏𝗏, but he was already in the zone when the puck came in, so that's going to be an offside. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 steps into the face-off circle. Opposite 𝗵𝗃. Controlled now by 𝗂𝗂𝗃. Launched the pass ahead for Aronovich. He got a stick on it, so no icing. 𝗏𝗏 around the boards for Ryan Cohen. Chips this one ahead for 𝗏𝗏𝗃. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 gets on his horse, cuts to the middle. Now the outside, the drop for Kislyuk. He shot one off the blocker of 𝗧𝗏berg. Regular backhand clear. Gets over Hill's stick. Netanya with an opportunity to change. At least the forwards, Litvak and Nick Augustin still out there for Netanya. 11 up ahead for 𝗏𝗏𝗃. Can't get all of that one. He chops it in on goal, and it's sticked aside by Kreiner. A reverse hit by 𝗏𝗏𝗃 on 𝗏𝗏, but it's Tel Aviv coming away with the puck, at least momentarily. Janello, though, back on it. Here's Janello. Has Ungerman going to the goal. Finds him! A backhand shot! He scores! A beautiful finish by Kyle Ungerman on the sick feed by Mike Janello. That cuts the Netanya lead in half. It's 2-1.
Well, Michael Janello, being the playmaker he is right there, he comes up big with that pass. He recognizes that it's a 2-on-1, gains space, gains time, finds the seam, easy backhand pass, and then now it's 2-1 Tel Aviv. They're back in this game.
Great patience by Kyle Ungerman waiting out the goaltender, 𝗧𝗏berg. And you talked about finish for Netanya. There's a little bit of finish for Tel Aviv. 𝗂𝗵𝗃𝗃 up the right side to Mike Levin. To his brother David, and then to the middle for 𝗏𝗏𝗃. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 drag, shoots, saved by Kreiner. It lands on top of the net, and that'll force a whistle. So Netanya coming right back after the Tel Aviv goal with a good opportunity there, but Kreiner up to the task.
And that Tel Aviv goal goes back to what I was saying about mistakes. It's just a slight miscue for Netanya at their home blue line. Janello's there to poach the puck away, and it goes the other way for a goal. It's all about capitalizing on mistakes and taking opportunities when they come.
Face-off controlled by Netanya. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 throws one to the goal. Too soft, so it was handled by 𝗏𝗏𝗃. He can't clear. 𝗪 looking for a tip from 𝗏𝗏𝗃. The pass was ahead of him. Now a steal. Here's 𝗃𝗀𝗃. In on 𝗧𝗏berg. 𝗃𝗃𝗃. Oh, what a glove save by Ido 𝗧𝗏berg. Flashes the leather to keep his team up 2-1. What a beautiful glove save.
Well, a slight hiccup by the Netanya defenseman sends 𝗃𝗃𝗃 on the breakaway. 𝗧𝗏berg's up to the task, though. He understands it's a breakaway. He comes out, challenges hard, doesn't give him any ground, stays on top of his crease, and he's there to make the glove save.
Face-off controlled by Tel Aviv. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 steps out to the corner. Shoots one wide of the post. Good chance there for 𝗏𝗏𝗃. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 recontrols in the neutral zone, watched by Aviv Milner. Good play by 𝗏𝗏𝗃 to get around him. The handoff, and Tel Aviv's into the zone. To the outside. A backhand shot is stopped. 𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀 looking for the rebound. Couldn't get it. Aviv Milner turns on the Jets and moves down right wing. Milner centering feed in front for 𝗵𝗶𝗆, couldn't handle it. Looking to go out in front for Milner, but it was blocked away and comes back into the neutral zone where 𝗵𝗆 will hand off to 𝗵𝗄. Quick transition for Netanya, gets right back in. 𝗵𝗄 holds the line. 𝗵𝗆 sends one out in front. In front, Milner tried to drag it around Kreiner, but he couldn't pick the puck up on the other side. Milner again, shot blocker down. The rebound comes out in front and controlled now by Janello. Has 𝗧𝗏 breaking. 𝗧𝗏 will hold up to stay onside. Janello now finding 𝗧𝗏 on the near half wall. Sends one up top to 𝗧𝗏. He shoots one off the glove of Steinberg. Didn't know he didn't have it. Now Netanya able to clear it ahead. Litterman one-on-one against 𝗧𝗏. Good move by Litterman, he shoots, and a strong save by Daniel Kreiner.
Well, Ben, one of the players I've noticed so far on the back end for Netanya is Honor Aben. I had the pleasure of playing with him in Holon last year for about 3 games or so, and he was instrumental for us when he came with us. He's only 17 years old, but he plays with that confidence of a grown man already.
Has been in the 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗵 system since 2018-19. He reached the top team in that system in 2019-20 and became a permanent part of it this past season. Also a goal and 2 assists in 3 games played for the Cologne Vipers last season. And 2 goals, 8 assists for 10 points for the 𝗏𝗏𝗵𝗵 this season. The young defenseman, Honor Aben. Riegler steps in for this offensive zone face-off, and it's 𝗂𝗂𝗃 coming in to help him win it. His shot is fanned on, and then 𝗃𝗀𝗃 tried to lay a big hit on. Unsuccessful, though. Riegler in the corner. Up top, a shot through traffic is blockered aside by Kreiner. Janello. The forecheckers behind the net. Good play to get around 𝗂𝗂𝗃. He'll launch this puck into the rafters. He was able to get around one rafter, but he couldn't beat that second one right over the blue line.
And on the other end on defense, I want to shout out Maximilian Reib. He's a forward by trade, but this season, looking for a team in Europe as a free agent, he decided to give defense a go, and he does not look out of place. He's making plays out there, running the breakout. There's a few times I've caught him where he's screening his own goalie, but that'll just come with experience and knowing where he is with his on-ice awareness. It'll come with time.
Feet in front for 11. You mentioned Maximilian Reib, 22-year-old out of Hilden, Germany, played in both Germany and the United States in his pro career, now getting a chance in Israel. 𝗧𝗏 couldn't control that puck, so the other way, it's Mike Levin along with 𝗃𝗃. In front for 𝗃𝗃 to the backhand. Oh, another great glove save, this time by Daniel Kreiner. Stealing a goal from Ilya 𝗃𝗃.
Well, a glove save from Steinberg on one end, and then we have Kreiner on the other end making another flash in the leather with another great save with his glove. Like I said, both these goalies, they're battling for a spot right now for the future on the Israeli national team and other teams in the Israeli Federation League. They're both looking to make a statement.
I think that's a little more than just a statement, Richie. That's a superb glove save. Here's Levin, a shot wide of the blocker of Kreiner. Failed clear attempt by Tel Aviv. Second opportunity, gets over the blue line. Onto the stick of Janello. Waits for reinforcements. He'll curl one over to Max Buzz. And the defenseman now chips it over the red line, but right back onto Netanya sticks. Levin able to regain control in the neutral zone and hand off to his brother David. David Levin. All the way over. 𝗃𝗃 bobbled that one in his skates. He'll recollect in the corner. 𝗃𝗃 in front. Marr couldn't control that hot pass. David Levin behind the net. Curls away from pressure. Back to the point looking for 𝗃𝗃, but it bounced over his stick. Marr hustling back for this one. He'll throw one deep into Tel Aviv ice where Janello has to bring it back. Mike Janello dances around one man. Has a couple more to beat. turns away in the circle. Back to the point now. Right side, now over to Janello. Janello back in front, and the tip wouldn't make it on goal. Buzz throws one hard off the wall. And behind the net, it's 𝗂𝗲 𝗪𝗏 now for Netanya. He shoots one into Kreiner's pads, and it ended up in the corner. Thrown back in front and through the crease and wide. Milner sends this one all the way down. 𝗵𝗏 angles off his man, then hands off to Lederman. All the way around for Milner, back to 𝗵𝗏. Turned over behind the net. Tel Aviv gets the clear. This one not fast enough for icing. So Ori Bosrender will hustle back for this one. Here's Aviv Milner. Milner in, and a good block there by 𝗏. The follow-up chance by Rigler is stopped and held by Daniel Kreiner.
And that's what I mean from Maximilian 𝗏. He may be new to the defensive position, but it seems to come natural to him. He lines up with Milner well, gaps up, and then blocks a shot. Milner's the one that's probably the most dangerous on the ice right there. And 𝗏 just eats that puck. Easy save for Kreiner afterwards.
We've passed the halfway point of this hockey game, and now 6:16 to go in the second period. Netanya still leading 2-1. They built that 2-0 advantage in the first period, and then the answer by Tel Aviv here in the second. If you're just joining us, my name is Ben Baruch, along with Ritchie Hayward, defenseman for the Cologne Vipers, on the call tonight here from One Ice Arena. Feet in front is patted aside by Kreiner. Shot through traffic by Orgerstein is blocked wide. Rigler in the fall wall, back to the point for Litvak. He shoots one, and an easy glove save for Daniel Kreiner.
So far, it's been a pretty even affair so far. There hasn't been one team necessarily that's had the most advantage. I would say it's a very 50-50 game right now. It could go either way up until this point.
Reminder, Tel Aviv still looking for their first win of the season, and Netanya undefeated. This one's brought back in offside. They're able to pass Cologne in the standings on Monday night. A very close 5-4 victory. Netanya now at the top of the standings. 3 regulation wins and another one in the shootout. That one came last week against the Bat Yam Dolphins. As 𝗀𝗏 sends the one around for 𝗏, but it missed his stick, and 𝗏 will throw one towards the goal. Levin tries the Michigan, and it was blocked away by 𝗏. Janello tracked down by Ilya Spector, so he has to turn back, trying to send one ahead for Ethan Bloom. Litvak broke it up, and now Spector trying to get it in deep, but back onto the stick of Janello. Janello quickly through the neutral zone, shot one off the blocker of Steinberg. Spector launches one ahead, intended for David Levin. Pass wouldn't reach him. Now it finds David, and he sends it across to his brother Mike. Pass out of his reach, so 𝗀𝗏 able to turn away. And on his backhand, start the rush ahead. Spector trying to keep the puck in. 𝗀𝗏 again for Tel Aviv, able to clear. For the second period, that means long changes, so all players staying out on the ice. Ariel Kapolkin regroups in the neutral zone. Missed the stick of 𝗏. Aronovich in after it. Good play by 𝗏. Faking out the forechecker and then able to clear the zone. This one goes wide of Steinberg. Looks like it's going to be called back on an icing.
Well, so far the whole season with Netanya, especially that Levin and Spector line, they love flying guys behind the defense on the breakout. And it adds stress to the forecheck for the other team, because as a defenseman myself, I know how it is. You want to be in the far blue line getting ready for pinches and keep the puck in the zone. But when all 3 of those guys have the speed that they do, and they've been playing, they're so familiar with each other, it's hard to maintain the forecheck when one of them's flying the zone.
Tel Aviv now trying to break out. Up ahead to 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗺. He's taken down by Riegler. Kept in the zone, though, by Tel Aviv. 𝗃𝗀𝗃 on his backhand. Has 𝗃𝗃 streaking in from the point. But it's shipped over his head by Ori Bosrander, but it comes back down in front. A feed in front for 𝗃𝗃. Didn't make it onto his stick. Now a feed out in front and another save by Ido Steinberg. Good work behind the net by Tel Aviv, and it comes out in front. Another good save by Ido Steinberg. He's looked awfully sharp in this one.
Again, I keep saying it over and over again, but those high to low plays behind the net where it goes to the slot, hardest thing for a goalie to come out to and get square to. Every team's tried it so far. It doesn't seem to have worked tonight, at least.
𝗃𝗃 working against David Levin. Sent out of the zone by Yoav Maher. And now David Levin will bring it in for Netanya. He shoots one, gives Kreiner some trouble, and he has to make another save and then put it in the corner. Feed out in front for Mike Levin, and he couldn't get a shot on. But a stoppage of play, and the net comes off.
Well, Kreiner got away with one there. They tried to do the behind the... Kreiner went to his far post expecting Spector to wrap it around. He tried to throw it short side to Michael Levin. Just didn't connect on the pass, but Kreiner had no idea where the puck was.
Tel Aviv now trying to force this one out of the zone. Kept alive, though, by David Levin. He drags to the backhand, the drop pass for Mike Levin, and he scores! David to Mike, and it's 3-1 Netanya.
Well, Ben, we could have saw that coming with those shifts they've been having. They've been relentless on the forecheck, haven't turned over the puck. As soon as they get possession like that, it's always dangerous. Kreiner tries to find it through his man, can't. Michael Levin buries, and now it's 3-1 Netanya.
You can't ignore David Levin's puck handling in a phone booth. And then the
Both Levin brothers are extremely proficient with stick handling, and it's obviously showing with how they play together, especially when they play on the same line together.
Almost an unfair advantage for 𝗃𝗀 Netanya, but they'll take it every time they lead this hockey game. 3-1 with 3:12 to go in the second period. Comes around to Bosrander. Orion Cohen giving him some trouble. Janello looks for a pass. Back to the point for Buzz. He bobbled it. Milner giving chase, but he couldn't reach it. Janello steps around Litterman and walks into the zone. Janello evades another hit, throws it cross ice to Bloom. Bloom on his backhand, sends one out in front looking for Cohen. Wouldn't get there. Janello. He'll turn away from Ben. Throws one out in front looking for Cohen. Cohen on his backhand, can't shovel it on goal. Lead pass intended for Milner, picked off by Janello. Janello can't keep it deep, so Bosrander will clear the puck. And this bounces and dribbles all the way behind Daniel Kreiner for an icing.
Well, I keep talking about players that have immediate impacts on the game, and one of those players is Michael Janello. I know him a little bit more personally because last year in the IHL, him and I shared an apartment in the middle of Tel Aviv, and he's a guy I have very much respect for, and he's one of the good guys in the game. He just accepted his first coaching position as an assistant coach with the Vernal Oilers of the USPHL Premier.
Now it looks like we have a timeout, I believe, by 𝗃𝗀 Netanya. Interesting decision, and up 3-1. But I guess more importantly, if you're Tel Aviv at this stage in the game, you've got to be shaking your head. You've had a lot of offensive opportunities, but nothing's been able to beat Ido Steinberg.
Yeah, like I said, both teams are making mistakes. Netanya's, not every pass is tape to tape. There's guys, caught catching edges. Things aren't working out quite well. But again, it goes back to being that clutch player, making big plays. When you have the mistake, you have to capitalize on it. So even though Tel Aviv's getting the chances, it's up to the big-time players to capitalize on the chances. They still have a full period to go and a half and some change, and game's far from over yet. They just can't take their foot off the gas. They got them because, like I said before, it's still 50-50 affair. It's not like Netanya's dominating.
We've seen many teams come back from 2-goal deficits already in this young IEHL season. While we've got a chance, I think it would be important to plug the fact that we have an all-star game next week. As a penalty coming up against, looks like 𝗵𝗵𝗺𝗏. Gonna see who's gonna go.
It looks like Ungerman, and it looks the ref gave the 10-minute misconduct sign. It looks like something was said that the ref didn't like. Now 𝗿𝗏 and Janello are having a word with him.
Janello, a referee himself, we saw him last night, or Monday night, excuse me, in the Netanya Ħulon game. Looks like a couple players heading off now. It's Ungerman heading to the box for 𝗬𝗃 Tel Aviv. Well, after all this, it looks like 𝗬𝗃 Netanya is going to go to some kind of power play, at least 2 minutes. We haven't got any official word yet from the referees. Waiting to see exactly what they put on the scoreboard.
And let me tell you, Tel Aviv doesn't need this. They've been playing well so far, hard on the forecheck and staying in Netanya's end. This isn't what they need to end the period. Because this penalty, now they're on the PK, and we know how Netanya can score, especially with all 5 of the guys they have on the ice right now.
It's Ungerman in the box for 2 minutes, and Netanya will head to the power play. The unit will be 𝗬𝗃 and Mike Levin at the points. Aviv Milner, David Levin, and 𝗵𝗃𝗺𝗏 on offense. With the faceoff coming to the right of Daniel Kreiner. Milner controls in the corner. That puck rides the boards back to Spector. Levin, all the way across to David. Back to the point for 𝗬𝗃. This way, Mike Levin. Mike to Spector. And then the pickoff by 𝗿𝗏. 𝗿𝗏 gets on his horse. 𝗿𝗏 straight in on goal, and a great play by 𝗬𝗃 to back check and throw the puck away. Perhaps a game-changing moment by 𝗬𝗃 preventing a shorthanded breakaway. But here's another chance now. Janello will catch up to this one. Janello has 𝗿𝗏 break into the goal. He finds him, and a great save by Steinberg, and he's able to get the cover.
Well, good penalty kill by Tel Aviv so far, with 𝗿𝗏 and Janello buzzing around the ice, not making it easy on Netanya. And if you're Netanya, you don't want to sit back and let them start developing pressure and gain momentum, especially when you have the man advantage. Now's the time to capitalize.
On the play itself, it was a beautiful feed in front by Janello to 𝗵𝗵𝗺𝗏. Had a lot of the net to shoot at, but Ido Steinberg looking large in goal, making an important save. 1 minute 14 to go on the power play. Offensive zone controlled by Tel Aviv, but is quickly taken away by Litterman. But kept in the zone by Fedor. Fed down low to Kapulkin. Kapulkin behind the net. He's taken down. And now Tel Aviv the other way. 𝗬𝗏 stops on a dime, finds 𝗏 trailing him. Feed ahead to Aronovich. Then back to the point for 𝗬𝗏. All the way over, looking for a tip in front by Aronovich. But a good breakup by Tel Aviv. And then Fedor gets the clear as far as the red line. 𝗏 has the pressure put on. And then Kapulkin will raise after this one. Staples 𝗬𝗏 to the wall. Battle for it in the corner. Collected by Yoav Mar for 𝗬𝗃 Netanya. Around the boards to Aronovich. Netanya really having a tough time establishing possession in the offensive zone. Good penalty killing there by Tel Aviv. Looking for a feed out in front, not available. So it comes the other way. Here's near 𝗬𝗏 down right wing. 𝗬𝗏 stops up in the corner. Drop pass for Litterman. In front for David Levin. Levin waits, sends one out in front. Bigler couldn't get a shot on. The follow-up, and they score! Near 𝗬𝗏 as the power play expires, makes it 4-1 Netanya in the dying seconds of the second period.
Well, I was about to say that was an excellent penalty kill by Tel Aviv. They spent almost that entire time in Netanya's end. Once it comes 5-on-5, Netanya finds a momentum again. 𝗫𝗫-𝗬𝗺, who's also one of the young players, he's in the U18 and U20 system for Team Israel, one of the bright future stars of Israeli hockey. He capitalizes, and now it is 4-1 Netanya.
An unfortunate turn of events for Tel Aviv. Had a couple great chances shorthanded, but Steinberg shuts the door, and now with only 12 seconds left in the second period, Netanya expands their lead to 4-1.
Netanya goal scored by number 3, 𝗫𝗫-𝗬𝗺, assist.
Face-off controlled by Ethan Werrick. He'll curl back with this one, but turn the puck over.
And
𝗵𝗃𝗆𝗆 in over the line. A shot is blockered aside by Kreiner, and that will do it for the second period between ＨC Tel Aviv and ＨC Netanya. We'll head to the long intermission with HC Netanya up 4-1 on ＨC Tel Aviv.
את הקור הזה בכל העצמות. אני לא מדבר איתה, היא באה עם שאלות. היא רק רוצה לרדת ואני רק לעלות. ימים כלילות, אני לא מאמין. עיניים כמו הים ולא חסר לה מלנין. ממי את שלי ולא אכפת לי למה מי. מחליט פה על הכביש איתה כמו על הנענים. כל הסמים זה מרגיש לה נעים. ביט שאני מרגיש כמו 50, היא רוצה את הקנדי. כבר עשיתי 100,000, אבא שלה על בנטלי. היא הולכת עם הטרנדים אז נשאר אותנטי. שומע איך היא מתקשרת בשביל פאף ופרקי. הם פותחים עליי עיניים כמו חולצה של פנדי. כל הלילה בשמיים כאילו היא על אמדי. ביט שעושה את הדב, נהייתי סקפטי. אז תתקשרי לנוקיה יותר דיסקרטי. מרגיש את הבאסים בגוף אז נהייתי יותר אנרגטי, עולה לבמה, חשמל באוויר פה כאילו קונפטי, ממשיך לעבוד על זה עוד אז אולי זה גנטי. 5 אלמנטים אז תן לי את המייק ותדליק את הביט. צדק פואטי, אני בייסיטי שותה פה שמפניה. הנה שמפניה נתתי לה בלילה כאילו היא באה מנתניה, יש לה עיניים כחולות, היא בלונדינית, לא באה מגרמניה. לא רוצה גוצ'י ארמני for real, רק לדבר איתי מי אני מה אני. אז 0 מעלות, היא מרגישה את הקור הזה בכל העצמות. אני לא מדבר איתה, היא באה עם שאלות. היא רק רוצה לרדת ואני רק לעלות. ימים כלילות, אני לא מאמין. עיניים כמו הים ולא חסר לה מלנין. ממי את שלי ולא אכפת לי למה מי. מחליט פה על הכביש איתה כמו על הנענים. כל הסמים זה מרגיש לה נעים.
נכנסתי אל הלב שלך בלי אינטרו. אני לא סומך על אף אחד ומדבר רק עם עצמי פה. אני לא אדם קשה, אני אחד שקשה להבין טוב. תמיד מסביר פנים, אולי פשוט אני לא מסביר טוב. הכאב בכיף שותה לי שלוקים מהסירופ. מעביר אותו אלייך ואת שחקת איתי מסירות. פרנויה, אני כל הזמן באיקון. מגיל 22 אני מעשן כמו על ההיסטור. אהבה עיוורת זה בגלל המתנול. חום הגוף שלה אומר הכל. קשה לצאת משם זה כמו לצאת ממערבולת. יש בי את הרצון אבל אין לי את היכולת. בכמה תסביכים אני צריך עוד לאכול. סוחב עליי את כל העול, סוחב את כל העולם על הגב עד כמה שאני יכול. את דואגת אני לא, נשנים על החלום בחוץ יש 0 מעלות. היא מרגישה את הכל הזה
Welcome back to One Ice Arena here in Netanya as we get set for the third period between 𝗬𝗁 Netanya and 𝗬𝗁 Tel Aviv. Netanya had a 2-1 lead for most of that second period, but 2 late goals have expanded their lead to 4-1. Ritchie Hayward with me here in the broadcast booth. Ritchie, your thoughts on what we can expect here in this third period?
I think it'll still continue to be back and forth as it has been the last 2 periods. No team still really has the clear advantage. It just goes back to my point earlier in the period. Netanya knows how to capitalize on mistakes from Tel Aviv more consistently than vice versa. We'll see if Tel Aviv can shift their luck though.
Here's 𝗧𝗲 throwing one out in front for 𝗪𝗃, and now a shot gloved down by 𝗧𝗏berg, and he's able to find the puck in the crease and get the whistle.
And as we see from that first shift, Tel Aviv's come out flying.
𝗪𝗃 steps in for this offensive zone faceoff against David Levin. Back to the point now for 𝗏𝗏. He shoots one through his screen, and it's blockered aside by 𝗧𝗏berg. 𝗪𝗃 in the corner, along with Bloom. David Levin back checking, able to force the turnover, but in comes Underman, trying to take it away from 𝗬𝗏. Now onto the stick of 𝗫𝗁 for 𝗬𝗁 Tel Aviv and back in. 𝗬𝗁, the drop pass intended for Underman, taken away by Levin dangerously in the crease, but now a spring pass for Mike Levin. Levin sends one out in front for 𝗬𝗏, couldn't get a stick on it. Levin the follow-up through one on goal, blocked away. Comes to Litterman. He shoots one off the stick of 𝗏𝗏 and into the protective netting.
So as we saw with that breakout from Netanya, you can see they fly two forwards out of the far on both boards on the breakout before the puck even leaves their net. They got 2-on-1 out of it right there, just couldn't convert. But Tel Aviv needs to look out for that as they fly two men up, still playing aggressive and trying to score goals.
The last game we saw the great transition offense by the Jerusalem Capitals, and you're seeing it again this time from 𝗬𝗃 Netanya. Here's 𝗧𝗲𝗺 moving well the other way for Tel Aviv. 𝗕𝗁 swings behind the net. Back to the point. It bounced over the stick of Reeb. And here's Liederman catching up to this one, but Kreiner out of his goal to play it away. But not out. Here's Milner, stepped into by Føller. And then Liederman tried to throw one on goal, and it got blocked away. Milner threw one into the slot, and no one there for 𝗬𝗃 Netanya to control. So it's Bostrender at his own blue line. Ahead to 𝗵𝗶𝗆𝗆. Milner swoops into the corner. Milner looking for a pass out front, had Liederman there. Instead, goes around to 𝗵𝗶𝗆𝗆, back to the front for Abend, and then it's taken away, and now 𝗧𝗲𝗆 ahead for Tel Aviv. Has Janello behind him. 𝗆𝗆 from the right circle, shot one through the crease. Reib down low. Janello now in the circle. Sends one around. 𝗧𝗲𝗆 in the far wall will chip that one over the defenseman. So Liederman the first one there for Netanya. He threw one around the boards. Janello there for Tel Aviv. Down low, a centering feed out in front, intended for 𝗆𝗆. Never made it there. Reib will hustle back for this one as both teams make some changes. Wearick now out on the ice for 𝗬𝗃 Tel Aviv. Under pressure, he'll curl back behind his goaltender Kreiner. Picks up speed and moves ahead. Here's Ethan Wearick, right side 𝗆𝗆. Off the wall, threw one out in front, no one there to collect it for 𝗬𝗃 Tel Aviv. 𝗂𝗃 quickly back. Tried to go around 𝗧𝗏. Able to get it in on his backhand. Off the skate of the referee and kept in by Wearick. Back to 𝗧𝗏 streaking in from the blue line. He cuts the slot, sends one out in front for Ryan Cohen, and it was blocked away. Ryan Cohen never able to get a stick on it. Aronovich pinned to the wall by Wearick. But Augustine, a good play to get it ahead for 𝗂𝗏. 𝗬𝗃 Netanya into the zone. 𝗂𝗏 a shot, and it's blockered aside by Kreiner. 𝗧𝗏 with time and space, hands off to Wearick. Now under pressure for David Levin. Wearick holds off David Levin in a backhand pass to his defenseman, 𝗧𝗏. Able to clear the zone, and now Netanya looking to reset in their own end. What a play by Mike Levin, but he turned the puck over. Janello turned it right back to Netanya sticks, and now it's Spector handing off to Mike Levin. Levin dumped by Føller. Picks the puck up in the corner, sends it back for 𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏 threw one wide. Comes out in front, sends 𝗧𝗏, put it back in front, and then it comes to Spector, and he scores! Ilias Spector adds to Netanya's lead. It's 5-1.
Well, that was just an odd sequence and breakdown in play. All three Netanya forwards got a licking on 𝗀𝗏, and then they come up with it. High to low play. Ilias Spector puts it in. And it has now just been ruled no goal. We have an elbowing on one of those three players.
So this goal is going to come off the board. We'll see who goes to the box. It's going to be number 16, David Levin. And just like that, a goal off the board for Tel Aviv. And they'll head to the power play. So a big turn of events as we're just past the first third of the third period.
Well, Mike Levin takes a hit from 𝗀𝗏 in the corner. It's a clean check, but a hard hit. David wanted to get a lick in, stand up for his brother. I understand it. But he'll sit for 2 minutes while Tel Aviv goes on the power play.
Here's 𝗆𝗆 off the face-off with 10:35 to go in the third period. So the call is elbowing against David Levin. But a steal behind the net by Spector. He couldn't get the puck to come with him. Slams his stick against the boards. That won't help the penalty kill, but Abend does a good job of clearing the front of the crease. And now he finds 𝗬𝘂𝗍 𝗏𝗃 on right wing. 𝗏𝗃, the drop pass, nobody there to take it. Janello with 𝗏𝗃 hustling back. Janello, good play to get around 𝗏𝗃. Janello cuts to the middle, and there's 𝗏𝗃 again with a good stick check to break it up. Feed all the way ahead for Milner. Milner tries to go between the legs of 𝗧𝗏, picks it up on the other side, and launched it over the net. I think Kreiner might have got a piece of it. Janello right back in with over a minute to go on the power play. Janello fakes the slap shot, shoots one off the shoulder of 𝗍𝗏𝗺 Steinberg. Clear by Netanya. Milner thought for a second of hustling after it, but he'll let Tel Aviv get it. Now the forecheck put on by 𝗍𝗏𝗺. Ethan Wereck swivels the hips, cuts the inside, tries to feed one in front. He gets it back, and he shot one off the pad of Steinberg. Netanya can't clear. Riegler's second effort gets it done. 30 seconds left on the 𝗵𝗵 power play. 𝗧𝗏 left side for Wereck. Gets around 𝗂𝗂𝗍. Centering feed in front, and another save by 𝗍𝗏𝗺 Steinberg. The puck was loose, but the whistle comes anyway. And that's another great save from 𝗍𝗏𝗺 Steinberg.
Well, Tel Aviv, to end the period, had an excellent penalty kill on Netanya's power play. Netanya answers back with another great penalty kill of their own. Now we'll go back full strength in 13 seconds. It's good momentum now from Tel Aviv, but I think they would want to do more with that power play.
The only real chance Tel Aviv have had is there's another one from Fedor. The dying seconds of the power play over the glove of Steinberg. Now feet ahead for Milner. Milner's behind the defense. He's in. Oh, and he tried the forehand. It comes through the legs of Kreiner, and he couldn't pick it up. What a fake from Aviv Milner. But now it's Wereck back the other way. He drags and shoots one. It handcuffs Steinberg, but he's able to hang on. Power play over. We're back to 5-a-side. Saw on the replay the great burst of speed from Aviv Milner. Tried to get around the pad of Kreiner, but even though he couldn't get the puck to come with him, a good play by Kreiner to follow that puck. And there's a goal from Ethan Bloom. Right off the face-off, Tel Aviv cuts the lead to 4-2.
Well, Sergei Kiseluk, the 19-year-old Israeli, puts it home. That's a big momentum shift for Tel Aviv. 2-4, Tel Aviv. Or I'm sorry, Netanya. Tel Aviv goal.
It's Ethan Bloom off a perfect face-off play by HC Tel Aviv. And right after the power play expired, they cash in and cut the deficit a little bit closer. Ungerman picks this one up at center ice, and he'll curl back with it, being watched by David Levin. Now Wereck, good move around 𝗍𝗏𝗺 into the offensive zone onside, or so we thought. Ungerman was able to stay onside, but Ethan Bloom, cutting it a bit too quickly, forced the play off. Face-off will come outside.
Well, Ethan Wereck showing off the skill there. Out of anyone in the league, he has the most playing experience and the highest playing experience. And to get to that level, you need an excellent edge work, what he just showed off there.
There you're going to see the goal off the face-off again. It's a perfect face-off win by Ethan Wereck. He knows exactly where his winger is, and he makes no mistake, does Ethan Bloom, going high over the right shoulder of 𝗍𝗏𝗺 Steinberg. Netanya looking to clear. Max Buzz able to hold the line. He chips one to center ice where 𝗍𝗏𝗺 will handle it for Netanya. Comes to Aronovich and then 𝗂𝗂𝗍. The drop pass for Aronovich. Centering in front for Riegler, and he's shot it wide. Hit back on his backhand. Riegler a shot and a save by Kreiner. Netanya just throwing pucks on goal, forcing faceoffs deep in the offensive end. That's what you got to do when you're up 4-2. 7:36 to play in this third period here at One Ice Arena. Face-off controlled by Tel Aviv. It's Sean Hill sending one around the boards. Tel Aviv looking to start a breakout. Janello up ice. Steal by Milner at the blue line. Milner tripped, there'll be a penalty. As Steinberg hustles to the vents, 𝗵𝗃 Netanya will get a sixth skater out on the ice. Milner gets around Janello. Looked like Janello touched that puck. Janello complaining to the referee, but for now, Netanya still has possession. Back to the point. Aben steps, sends one to the goal. Milner, 2 chances, both missed. And now Tel Aviv finally the touch, and the penalty will be called.
Well, coming over the middle, 𝗀𝗏𝗺 sees Aviv Milner picking up speed and coming over the blue line. Just gets a stick in between the legs. Maybe an accident, maybe not, but Netanya will now go on the power play.
Chance to expand their lead one more time. 𝗀𝗏𝗺 will sit in the box for 2 minutes for tripping. The top unit out there for this 𝗵𝗃 Netanya power play. Werik, Janello, 𝗧𝗃, and 𝗏 the penalty killers.
Penalty for 𝗵𝗃 Tel Aviv, served by number 33, 𝗀𝗏𝗺.
Switcheroo on the face-off dot. It'll come to the right of Daniel Kreiner. Tel Aviv controls off the face-off, and it's 𝗀𝗏𝗺 launching this one all the way down the ice. Steinberg out of his goal to play it. But a turnover. Werik has to wait for his man to get onside. Walks into the zone and works against 𝗵𝗏𝗆. 𝗵𝗏𝗆 pushes this one out of the zone. Tel Aviv looks to bring it right back in shorthanded. Werik will curl back off the pressure from Milner and 𝗵𝗏𝗆. And now 𝗧𝗃 trying a clear. Milner got a piece of it, but it ends up all the way down. Just over 30 seconds off the 𝗀𝗏𝗺 tripping minor. Spector turns on the afterburners and moves over to center ice. Spector drags and can't get around 𝗧𝗃.
That's a good defensive play by 𝗧𝗃 right there.
Steinberg hands off for David Levin. Excuse me, that's Mike, and now it's David Levin coming to pick this one up behind the net. They look a little bit alike. Here's Mike Levin over the blue line. To David, back to Milner in front, and he couldn't get a shot on goal. This one comes beyond the blue line. Picked up by 𝗵𝗃 Netanya. Milner to David Levin as Aronovich with him. David Levin goes inside out, but couldn't get around Max Buzz. But that'll be a penalty. Looks like it's going to be Max Buzz for a trip. See it again on the replay here.
No comment.
Little PTSD from last night. Saw a slew-footing minor in that one. Max Buzz will probably head off. They're gonna call Max Buzz for a trip. Janello was not happy with it, but Buzz to the box for 2 minutes. But a 34-second 5-on-3 coming up. Face-off controlled cleanly by Netanya. Spector in from the point. Right side, Mike Levin. Spector to Milner. Out in front! And the shot by David Levin went through the crease, but the net comes off. 18 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Good puck movement by 𝗵𝗃 Netanya on that 5-on-3, able to feed it across. And a good shot attempt, but it missed Daniel Kreiner.
And if you're Tel Aviv, you're thinking you're running out of time now. This is a crucial kill against Netanya's big guns.
We've seen this first power play unit for pretty much the entire 2 minutes. of at least the 𝗀𝗵𝗆𝗺 penalty. This one comes back for Mike Levin. 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Shoulder fake of the blue line. Handoff for David Levin. He steps and shoots, and a good save by Kreiner. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 stood up. Netanya keeps possession. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 comes out of the box. Makes it a 5-on-4 as 𝗬𝗏𝗏 will get this puck and clear it all the way down. So the 5-on-3 over. Minute 15 left on the Max Buzz tripping minor. Milner in over the line. Handoff to Aronovich. Back across looking for Levin. Wouldn't get there. 𝗂𝗂𝗍 to 𝗬𝗏𝗏, and he curls back to the blue line. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 looking to feed one down low for Aviv Milner. It was a great pass, but it's deflected away. And now Janello the other way for HC Tel Aviv. 𝗂𝗂𝗍 coming back. Putting on the sig check and turning it quickly the other way. Adi Riegler straight off the bench. Picks up this puck and walks in over the blue line. Called back though on an offside.
Well, on that last power play unit for Netanya, if you see number 23, Guy Aronovich, he's been lights out all season for Netanya. He's only 17 years old, came up through the 𝗵𝗀𝗵𝗆 system, which is one of the better teams in the Israeli Federation League, and he's made an impact in every game he's played in so far. He's definitely noticeable on every shift he's on.
Aronovich tried to punch that one in. Instead, it's his teammate Liederman getting it in. Riegler has it tied up in his skates. But it's Tel Aviv coming away with the puck. Here's Kapolkin over the blue line. Shot is stuffed by 𝗪. Picks it up in the corner. Trying to go back to the point. Liederman comes in and takes it away. Now Aronovich over the blue line. Feet in front. Liederman with time and space. Good block by Reeve. The follow-up chance by 𝗂𝗂𝗍 is patted aside. Aronovich had it hop over his stick, but Liederman will get there in time. Aronovich. 𝗂𝗂𝗍 down low to Aronovich. This is the second power play unit as Buzz comes out of the box and picks this one up. Taken away by 𝗪. Throws it cross ice for Liederman. Working against Drive. Throws one all the way over for Aronovich. He'll pick this one up behind Daniel Kreiner, but 𝗬𝗏𝗏 does a good job of angling him off. And he turns it the other way. Met by 3 HC Netanya players. David Levin. Liederman out in front looking for Aronovich. Couldn't get a stick on it. Bosrender nearly turned this one over to Rarick. But 𝗂𝗂𝗍 able to track back and quickly send it up ahead for David Levin. In over the blue line. David Levin drags it, shoots one. He scores! A perfectly placed shot by David Levin. Now having a few words with 𝗀𝗵𝗆𝗺. But HC Netanya up 5-2 off that beautiful shot from David Levin.
Well, when they say big-time players make big-time plays, David Levin is one of those big-time players. He decides time to score, give Mikey team a cushion, puts one in the back of the net. 5-2 Netanya.
What a toe drag around Max Buzz. But the referee's looking to take control of this game. They'll send David Levin right back to the box. We saw him have some words with 𝗀𝗵𝗆𝗺 after scoring that goal. So Tel Aviv heading back to the power play. This time, though, the goal will count. It's David Levin and Ethan Wearick exchange words at the penalty box door.
Levin still having words, it looks like. It was either, I think he was talking to the scorekeeper. It looked more directed towards Tel Aviv's bench, however.
Penalty for HC Netanya served by number 16, David Levin, 2 minutes.
So what is it effectively an unsportsmanlike conduct minor going against David Levin, his second penalty of the night. Puts Tel Aviv back on the power play.
So if you're Tel Aviv now, you gotta start thinking about pulling the goal. You're down 3, running out of time, make it a 6-on-4, roll the dice.
2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the hockey game. Celia 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗺 controlling for HC Netanya, so Kreiner can't think of getting to the bench just yet. Here's Aviv Milner into the offensive zone. Short-handed, trying to get around Janello. couldn't pick the puck up where he wanted it to land. Milner doing a great job killing time. He'll curl back to 𝗬𝗃. Penalty kill one-on-one by 𝗬𝗃Netanya. 𝗬𝗃ovi𝗲 deflects this one in. 𝗬𝗃 has to come all the way back as we approach 2 minutes to play in the third period. Down right wing, Tel Aviv walks into the zone. Drop pass for Janello. Back to the point for 𝗬𝗃. 𝗬𝗃 looks for a lane, goes back to Janello. Janello feeds one out in front, intended for Bloom, it was broken away. And here comes 𝗬𝗃ovi𝗲. He'll reach out, he'll reach this puck. 𝗬𝗃ovi𝗲 in on goal, he shot it wide. 𝗬𝗃ovi𝗲 back in front looking for Milner, couldn't get the pass there. Milner tied up by 𝗧𝗲. 𝗬𝗃 evades a high stick from Milner. And now it's Janello bringing it back up on the power play. Janello curls to the left. Tries to get around 𝗬𝗃. 𝗬𝗃 stood his ground. 𝗬𝗃 now for AC Tel Aviv. Put the puck behind him. Slipped and fell. And now it's Milner. He'll reach this one in the right circle. Milner a shot. He scores! Another short-handed goal for 𝗬𝗃Netanya, and it's 6-2. Now 𝗬𝗃 just throwing cones out onto the ice. Ethan 𝗬𝗃 took a spill behind the net, and that forced the play, and he's just leaving.
Well, if we go back to the goal, it just seems Tel Aviv didn't want to back check. 𝗫𝗏 gets back, he's the last man back, but Milner's all alone. Everyone's caught puck watching, and insurance goal for Netanya.
But I think if you look at what just transpired on the ice overall, and maybe the lack of a back check is part of it, just frustration for Tel Aviv at this point. Now they're about to fall to 0-4 in the season, defending the IEHL Cup.
Yeah, I agree. Even though the score is 6-2, they played well. They played Netanya well all game. It was a 50-50 draw. Netanya just capitalized on chances. Tel Aviv is still getting those chances. They just need to capitalize, and sometimes it just comes down to puck luck, which, you know, it's not a tangible thing you can really quantify. So it's still a long season. We're only about halfway there. We'll see how things go for the rest of June.
Luckily, if you're Tel Aviv, you look at your schedule, or at least what you've already played. Cologne in the rearview mirror. Now Netanya in the rearview mirror. They did lose to Jerusalem, who is probably going to be the team they're going to have to catch for that 4th spot in the IEHL playoffs. But they still have not played Haifa yet. So that is definitely a winnable game. Haifa, the other winless team in the IEHL. So there is some reason for optimism if you're HC Tel Aviv.
And I agree, and if you even look to last season, they started out very poor throughout the entire year, but they showed up in playoffs, won in. They were down by 4 goals in the third period of Holon. Not one of my best hockey memories, but they managed to tie it up in the third period, 4 unanswered. Mikey Janello put in the back for the OT winner, and they ended up champions. Who's to say that can't happen this year? They seem to have the magic.
Here is Janello shooting one, and Steinberg makes that one, but he looks to be in a little bit of pain as Tel Aviv player Ryan Cohen ran into him, but still hasn't gotten up. It's been a long game for Ido Steinberg. He's looked really good in this one, only allowing 2 goals to HC Tel Aviv. And his team is en route to a 6-2 victory. Face-off controlled by Netanya, and 𝗬𝗃ovi𝗲's going to race in after this one. Kreiner coming to meet him. Plays the puck behind the net, where 𝗀𝗏 can pick this one up. As the clock ticks down here in the third period, 𝗬𝗃Netanya will look to remain perfect their 5th win of the season, one of the expansion teams, as 𝗬𝗲 one last shot is blocked, and that will do it from One Ice Arena. Your final is 6-2. David Levin all over the ice again, this time with the help of his brother Mike. They walk to a 6-2 victory and a 5-0 start on the season. Richie, your final thoughts on this one?
Like I said, I don't think the scoreline really tells the full story. Tel Aviv was in it the entire game, except for maybe the last 4 minutes when tired legs and momentum shifting the other way came into play. But they still played well. Netanya comes out on top once again, though.
Join us right back here on Friday at 11:15 in the morning, Israel time. We'll have 𝗏 taking on the Jerusalem Capitals, and then Tel Aviv taking on Bat Yam. But for now, for my broadcast partner, Richie Hayward, I'm Ben Baruch, saying good night, and we'll see you on Friday.
Tonight's IEHL broadcast is brought to you by 𝗵𝗃 drone video, 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗃 skate sharpening, Hockey Central Shop in Krefeld, Germany, Transport Regent, Canada's finest moving company for over 20 years, and 𝗃𝗄𝗃 photography store in Tel Aviv.